Ron, your math of comparing an index universal life policy to the 401k only included the first year of retirement. And no, I'm not angry or jealous, because if IULs were a better wealth building strategy than 401ks, I would recommend them to clients and my flat fee would stay the same. And I certainly acknowledge the use of fixed products to enhance 401k and IRA withdrawal rates in retirement. But your rhetoric of IRAs and 401ks as just following the herd, or the false narrative that 401ks and IRAs are funding Wall Street and the financial matrix, these claims are a bit silly, so I wanted to use your own math to create a more holistic retirement scenario. Your math showed a 401k or IRA growing to $1 million by growing by 9 to 10% per year. And then you compared it to an IUL growing to $600,000 by getting 6 to 7% annual rate of return. To back into your $1 million starting balance of the 401k and $600,000 starting balance of the IUL. And these numbers proved to be pretty accurate if you assumed a $6,000 annual contribution for the 401k and the IUL, but a 10% rate of growth for the 401k and a 7% rate of growth for the IUL. Let's just round them up to get to that same starting number that you used. If you want to compare the pre-tax 401k, we need to acknowledge the tax savings and make sure those tax savings are reinvested. In your example, you use 10% effective federal rate and 5% state, so I'm just using the same numbers to get to a $1.1 million balance. Realistically, we would only be using the 401k if we were deferring at a higher tax bracket, but let's just keep moving. But now we have all three comparisons. The 401k is withdrawing 4% per year, while the IUL starts at 8%. So yes, the IUL has the highest income in year one. But now we need to factor in inflation on that withdrawal rate, which you admitted with the IUL doesn't happen. So assuming a 3% inflation rate, you can see that the 4% rule is starting to increase the withdrawal rates as the year goes on, while the IUL stays flat. And it only takes about 7 years for the Roth 401k to catch up to the IUL, or about 8.5 years for the pre-tax 401k. And after 30 years, the Roth 401k allowed the retiree to withdraw $1.9 million, meanwhile the IUL only allowed for $1.4 million. That's almost $500,000 that the retiree lost out on. But now this is the best part of all. After withdrawing all of that money in a 401k, a median retiree would expect their portfolio balance to not be $1 million that they started out with, but $2.8 million that they could pass on to their family. This research was done by Michael Kitces. I don't expect you to take my word for it, as there's been plenty of independent studies comparing index universal life to traditional retirement accounts. But there's even advisors out there who have bought in their own policies simply to compare and contrast IULs to traditional retirement accounts. I've already mentioned Michael Kitces as a great resource. So to all the IUL agents, I hope you're able to see past the commissions and take a more holistic approach to serving your clients.